win in the last 21 against L.A. Can the Broncos continue their dominance? Find out next on EA Sports.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. First carry for Austin Ekeler, who's a Colorado native. And his first carry, he loses the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Herbert following the turnover. And he fires one that's intercepted. Rayshon Jenkins picks it off. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Certainly not the cleanest of starts to this football game. Back-to-back plays yield turnovers in this first quarter.
So there's not much flow right now. A very choppy game. And I know this. It's a copycat league. We say it all the time about the NFL, but I'm not quite sure this is what they had in mind about something they wanted to emulate.
No, you don't want to emulate a turnover. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as they get this up to about the 42. It'll go as a gain of 11 at a Charger first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Well, the result here, a pickup of 8, leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From midfield, here's Bortles. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Burton. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. And Charles, of interest here, that last throw is going to put him over 20,000 yards passing for his career. And that's not a bad number.
You're exactly right about that. And even though it's nowhere near the top of the leaderboard, because when you think about it, Brady and Breeze, they've done that 4 times over. But when you hit 20,000, let's face it, only a little over 100 guys have ever done that in the NFL. It's worthy of some applause.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Ekeler. Now room for Ekeler. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there at a first down for L.A. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. On second down, Ekeler. And he loses the football a second time. It's picked up by the Broncos. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Can we get some forensics done here? Because I need to figure out...
What, on that ball?
Yeah, on the ball, on the guys carrying the ball, what's going on? Back-to-back drives, back-to-back fumbles. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're coming out here to play in the NFL.
I don't think the coaching staff thinks it makes a whole lot of sense either.
No, maybe there'll be changes, but if nothing else, there will be a few stern talking tos, that's for sure.
Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Herbert off of play action. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for, and it'll bring up third down.
So, CD, you talk about this football team. Some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely. But that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here. And then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame that talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And after that play, we've got an injury, and it appears to be to Cortland Sutton. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
This one complete to Jerry Jeudy.
Touchdown, Broncos!
Jerry Jeudy,
his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have taken the early lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? That throw into the arms of Allen. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
Oh, no doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
Bortles going to try and throw on third down. On the screen, this is Eckler. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt.
KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10.
Denver's offense ready to go again. They were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off, and he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Bortles. He'll get this to Eckler. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Dancing to his left. And Bortles sliding to a halt as he's got the 1st down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13.
44 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Bortles. Being chased out left. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a 1st down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Shotgun now for Bortles. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Bailey got the extra point, and we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Well, the football going back over to the Denver Broncos.
And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now Herbert off the bootleg. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off by the former Bronco All-Pro, Chris Harris.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
Fighting through, and he's got space. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Let's do this.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Working from the gun, it's Bortles.
He'll drop this one off to Eckler.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
After reviewing play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one.
To throw again on 2nd down. Bortles finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Bortles. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Another try after the first down sack. Bortles, 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Now the Chargers hustling, trying to get up and get set. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. From the gun on third down, Bortles. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a fourth down. Bailey's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
A final shot before the break for Herbert. And that is incomplete. So we've hit half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half.
Taken at the goal line.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession.
And he's looking to take much better care of the football here in half 2 after 3 first-half interceptions.
We don't have to just look strictly at the numbers here. You know what else happens to a team when you turn it over 3 times like that? It erodes confidence in you. And it erodes.
There goes Melvin Gordon. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Melvin Gordon, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Broncos have retaken the lead.
So Melvin Gordon, he has been a 1,000-yard rusher in this league. No more for getting the tough yards, but he breaks off a big one there.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you. And let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to him. That's not how football works, but he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
From the 27, Bortles. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and it's third down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he is going to be hit and taken down. Bortles sacked. Well, they brought the lead into this third quarter, and now they're really stepping up, setting a tone here defensively.
They came right out roaring because you had to know that in the locker room, they talked about setting that tone that you just described, continuing the dominance that they exhibited in the first half.
51 yards on the punt there. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Gordon on first down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
93 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run it here with Gordon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
The LA defense up the snuff in coverage there. Pushes this to 4th down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. And McManus able to put it through. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
No run back here for Reed, so this will come out to the 25. L.A. readies for its next possession.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
He's going to loft one deep left side here.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for L.A. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in a game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to. But as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
Rashawn Slater, first-round pick in 2021, guilty there.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Herbert now.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Gordon. They find some open field here. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Melvin Gordon, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season.
And the Broncos extend their lead, and they are about to get to a 9-2 record. A 15-point game now. You make the extra point, and that means on the other side you need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. That's a pretty tall order here in the 4th quarter.
Agreed, because they really needed to come up with a stop there, and even if it was just to hold them to a field goal. Now they need to pull out the lucky horseshoe because they've got to get an onside kick. And we've seen nowadays those are incredibly difficult to come by.
And not to mention they've got to get the touchdown and a 2-point conversion first.
So the Chargers now down on the scoreboard. 2:11 to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
7 yards, the pickup there.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Finding Allen.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Man open, that's Marquez Valdes-Scantling. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple. And his throw here is incomplete.
Austin Eckler, the intended target.
And it's third and short.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Bortles, got to have this one.
He'll find Williams on the slant.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Derwin James with a pick.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by the former Bronco All-Pro, Chris Harris.
And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Bortles. He'll leave it for Kelly, complete. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Throwing again on 2nd down. Bortles. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Mike Williams, the intended target. But now it's 3rd down. To throw, it's Bortles. Letting one go deep for the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick, and that is a golden opportunity wasted there.
One final try now for Bortles. Going for it all. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So this one will wind up a